Interesting they would go here. This is not a map where timing-based play is as strong as we saw Miracle succeed on Cursed Hollow. It's a macro map, people always say, quote-unquote, but timings are what we normally see on Cursed Hollow and on Sky Temple really win you games for Merc rotations and for ganks, invades, things like that Miracle's so good at. Dragonshire, you have rotational play as a big factor, but globals an even bigger one. So we'll see if the Dahaka gets prioritized yet again here. Dami had insane tongue accuracy.
I thought Dami played great in game number 1. It was that they couldn't really form a team fight, or the angle of Dami coming in to the side, because he would be the only one dead. I think he could have even got the judgmented before the adaptation came up. I think he would also be dead. So I think that they need to work on the drafting a little bit more against Mighty right now.
Well, they'll have first ban yet again. In order to do so, we'll see what they want to take away here. Perhaps a slower draft would be the way to approach this one too. It was a pretty quick one previously. So we will have the Anubarak ban come down immediately. Met with the Illidan ban, so this already feels familiar.
This may actually be all-day Illidan ban coming out from Mighty. It's limiting Dami a little bit more, and that's why Miracle is going to this time pick Genji instead, and there's Insta-Uther Stitches lock. Joker did play lots of Stitches even back in Super League 2016, and then there's a pair of target CC with the Hammer of Uther, and Nasang seemed to be very on point, except for the first kill where he was out-positioned a little bit, hooked several times, but except for those, late game he was perfectly positioned, so this seems fine for Mighty.
So, for Miracle, the big question is, where are they going to go from here? Malfurion, something that I think we absolutely could see. They're going to prioritize the Dahaka, though, for the wave clear and the lane push first. And they're going to take Li Ming with this. So, just going to get the safe damage source. And now they can ban the Grey Mane, so we're going to see something similar to what we saw previously. I imagine it will be the Grey Mane ban and not the target of anything else. Like, it should be pretty obvious at this stage with Uther here, with the Stitches. And you could ban Vala if you really think Mighty wants to go down that path. I just don't think they do. Tyrael over Malfurion here for Mighty. Very willing to give Malfurion to Miracle right now.
That one's an interesting one. I thought they were the one actually thinking about Tyrael with Vala or Greymane coming in because they need a lot more damage. Maybe they're thinking into Tychus because this is Dragonshire and you can do tons of damage to the Dragon Knight when Dragon Knight comes out as a Tychus too. I think they have some other DPSs in mind.
They give the Greymane with this though, and Mighty's style has never been to draft Vala Ariel or even Vala Uther. I think the Vala ban is actually a mistake by MVP Miracle, and it may cost them big. It's not that the Greymane wins the game by default or anything like that, but his burst is going to be good against whatever hero, whatever tank that is left here for Miracle, whatever they take. And his wave clear is insane. He's able to clear the camps very quickly. He can steal the neutral camp in the bot lane to give extra lane pressure. Don't know about that Vala ban. I would have rather seen the Greymane. Muradin comes in. It is going to be Rhaegar over the Malfurion, which, after seeing the Tyrael ban, led me to believe that perhaps Mighty knew something we did not, and that it was not going to be a Malfurion.
It's also because Malfurion gives that Asian King talent to come up at level 7 for Uther. It gives a lot more armor, so not giving that CC available for the defending heal. I think that's one of the biggest reasons, and also it fits the team comp. They can all dive in and pour all the damage into one target. Even Rhaegar does tons of damage when he goes into wolf form and back into with a lot of damage on the melee.
So the last pick here might just be, I mean, they could go into strong solo laner if that's what they want. If they don't want to have Arthas there like Sonya, but could also go into just a Tychus here. The Tychus is pretty reasonable against Muradin, Dahaka. He's got good wave clear. It's going to be Medivh for protection though, so this may be a Wizened Duelist Greymane yet again. Not going to be the first time we've seen it in this tournament. It was actually used by Hong Kono actually. So that was what Tempest decided to play it with.
Just
protection.
Once yesterday. That's a lot more protection coming out from Medivh, but maybe they're looking for the late game. They do have a lot of damage, but let's see.
All right, here we go. Game number 2, Dragon Shire, and all in on the Greymane DPS here with the Uther and the Medivh. The Genji composition is there for Miracle. They've got Muradin and the Rhaegar. Let's see who comes out on top as we move into game number 2. All right, Mighty in blue, Joker on Stitches, BDG on Greymane, Good on Arthas, Nasong on Uther, and Magi on Medivh.
In red, MVP Miracle, Judy on Muradin, Dami on Genji, Jaehyun on Rhaegar, C moving on Liming, and who's the last one I missed? Sniper. Sniper on Dehaka.
Okay. So Greymane starting off with the cocktail build, not going to go, if he is even going to go for Wisdom Duelist and go for the throat at all, he's definitely not starting things off with the full Worgen form build, not going into, increasing his W length and cooldown reduction. So we're going to see just the rotation down here to clear this wave. Now everything pretty standard. And Li Ming's the power hungry Wolf Run coming out for Rhaegar, so it's going to give him the ability to rotate between lanes a lot quicker. He's got decent wave clear and help clear the Siege Giant camps specifically very fast, and can make a swift rotation down to the neutral camp. Greymane obviously is going to be better at this, but Rhaegar can come over and help out, so some important tools there. We're going to see the portal here going forward to try to grab a hook. This is definitely going to be Gorge Stitches, because what you could do with the portal is gorge someone, portal over the wall.
Yep.
It's full NA, just like our stream title was earlier, but it's something that we've seen have great success in all regions, and it's very powerful here. So that's part of the reason why Medivh is picked as well, don't forget. Not just for the protection of Greymane, but for those kind of steal, I don't want to even call it a wombo, just kind of kidnapping-esque strats.
Miracle gladly does have lots of escapes, like Muradin has Dwarf Toss, Genji can just stash out anytime. Rhaegar would be the perfect target to actually hook, even gorge into the portal. I think gorging into a portal may be a little bit too much. Maybe we're actually going to see. I think Mighty is thinking a lot, and we can already see from these picks that they have planned a lot against Miracle. I didn't really expect to see Medivh at all today.
Medivh's going to be very good against the burst damage that comes out from Li Ming, also from the Dragon Blade later on. Ooh, this is not a good position for Joker, though. Gets body blocked there for just a minute. Does get away, as he is pretty tanky. Didn't go for Dampen Magic, actually, against the Li Ming DPS. Went instead for the full slam build, which is going to be very good on this map.
Also, we do not really see Muradin too much in the other regions. It's mostly in Korea still. That's because Muradin still is very tanky, can do a lot of damage, also provide a little bit more CC too, also has an escape, and tank very strongly in the front line. That's exactly why Miracle adapted that along with the Dehaka as a global.
Hook attempt fails here on the Crazy Moving. The idea was good though. Judy barely getting away, turns around here actually. Had his storm or his jump away, his Dwarf Toss available, drops the Storm Bolt, goes in for the tap. This is going to come in once again. A second re-engage. BDG, however, gets the first blood here. He's going to pay for it with his life. Nasong heals him for just a moment. Now Nasong out of mana here. Joker very low. Does get that quick devour, but he's going to get taken out here. They will get the Dragon Knight for this, though, because Miracle was so focused on that skirmish, on that fight. They didn't commit any resources to stopping the Dragon Knight. So even though what was once initially a 1v or 1-for-1 pick becomes a 2-for-1, the Dragon Knight is going to be much more significant.
Yep, that's right. And they did get the kills, and Uther coming along. That was a 4v3 fight. And BDG having the bold move to go in actually to take the kill, and they did get the kill. So that was at least the best they could do it. They still got the Dragon Knight, so they can stall a lot of time, try to out-rotate MVP Miracle as they have Dehaka right now.
Do you like the extra sustain we're seeing with the Feral Heart too? Because you're going to have Rhaegar able to Hearth Home less. He's going to have more mana non-stop. And when you go full Wolf build, you can't go wrong. Just ask Wolf. This is always the build I like to take in solo queue because you can always be at the objective faster for your teammates. When your teammates make mistakes in rotations, you can join them faster, and you're just always more topped off with your mana. And also your health too, but mostly the mana, so you don't have to go home as often. You can soak some extra EXP. You can look for those solo camps. Speaking of camps, we're going to see these traded right now. Obviously, Greymane and Rhaegar help clear this very fast.
Of course, with that Rhaegar, you can have faster rotation also to help with the camps along. This is a big map. Along with Dehaka, you can go full in rotate very quickly. Not going to keep that stacks, as Sniper says. With the Burrow.
Yeah. So, you know, interesting that Dami's on the Genji. We were wondering about this throughout when Genji's first release was announced. Who was going to play Genji? Would it be the melee assassin? Would it be the flex? It was Sniper most of the time playing Genji with Dehaka being played by Dami, but this time he's actually give that one to Sniper. Sniper's shown the flexibility to be able to transition into playing Dehaka when needed. We'll see if Dami can make this a big power play Genji once they hit level 10. Both teams dead even on EXP. A very even game despite the first Dragon Knight going over to Mighty.
Yes, because Miracle was able to soak a little bit more EXP and also got a single more kill.
They also got this camp a lot faster. Remember, they have the better camp clear with this composition. So they get this camp here first. They're going to try to get the cannon tower down with it. Just barely not able to do so, it looks like. Would have been putting them closer to level 10. Looks like we're still just going to be dead even. Shrine's up in 15. This next fight is going to be huge. Mighty's trying to get at least these bot cannon towers now with the extra lane pressure in top. And that will give him level 10 just a second faster with a slower camp take here for Miracle.
Syndragosa coming out with the lane line seal. I think they're looking for that combo, and Stitches, as you said, is still holding on.
He's holding. We'll see. Bio can still be strong here, but when you committed this much to your Medivh and your composition, you have to assume that he's going to, at least if he gets an opportunity to gorge someone, lock it in and go for the kill. Obviously going to lose value the longer the game goes on because you won't be able to pull people over walls, over keep walls very easily. It's going to be a pretty rare scenario. So it's really about trying to snowball the game with it right now. They do grab it. Joker locks it in. So this is a risky choice, but could really pay off.
If they can get it perfectly done, that's the thing. There's a CC on to Sniper. He's not going to pop that adaptation. Trusting his teammates with the heals coming along.
It looks like they are going to commit up here to this top one. No one rotating down to get the bot. Dehaka actually has to brush stalk down there to retake bot, which will actually cause them to lose a man here in the top lane. You see Arthas went home. He got pretty low after that last exchange, barely got through the portal. Li Ming gets some extra soak in mid. It's funny to say that since Li Ming soaking, but Raze Movement got some extra soak. We're still neutral on these temples.
That's exactly what Mighty wanted. They made the big rotation top because Arthas was not having too much of a hard time with the camp, but without the camp, he was having some difficulties going against Dehaka. So they forced Dehaka to use the global to go down. So next time when they make the big rotation, it will be on cooldown.
Yeah. So once again, Temple's traded here. It's actually Nasong was able to take the bot one. Feels bad when you're Uther and you got to go solo, but knows Greymane is taking the Siege Giant camp. We talk about his ability to solo camp all the time, and this is going to be an opportunity now for them to either steal red side Siege Giants or take the neutral camp because of the positional advantage they have in the bot lane. There's no neutral camp in the top lane, so their commitment of resources to the bot lane over the top is actually going to be a big win for them here. They won't be able to invade, but you can see there was definitely a big potential for that. Judy actually committing in here for some harass. 1v2.
And Joker has been missing a lot of hooks, actually. I don't think he got a single crazy hook this game yet.
Not really, no.
So, but with the Gorge, all you need is the one good hook to get the kill. There's a
Dragon
Li Ming
Blade
on the Gorge, but Dragon Blade comes along. Uther is the target for Miracle right now.
Oh, Crazy Moving was eaten as well, but there's not enough damage to finish him off. He gets Ancestral here, and they already get the kill onto Uther. That's one reset for Crazy Moving. So the better team fight here for Miracle. Only the one kill. It might be enough for them, especially because they have the global to take a larger advantage. With this, the Siege Giant camp is going to force several members to sit down here and defend. Crazy Moving getting harassed here by Moggy. Tries to get his Master's Touch. There's no way they can get a kill. They will save the keep.
Feels bad, man. When are we going to see that Syndragosa in action with the lane line seal? I think that's exactly what they want. Slow everyone, try to get a hook, Origin to the portal, and then just get the kill.
Could obviously work really well with the Dragon Knight. So if they have the Dragon Knight and they have a fight while they take it, maybe that's what he's saving it for. That's what he's hoping for, to maximize the value of the Dragon Knight. So rotation top here. Still no commitment this time to the neutral camp. They had that one heavy commit earlier, but not this time. Judy, of course, will be able to get out of here no problem with Dwarf Toss. An unusual commitment there to try to grab him.
Seems like he landed a pretty good hook there. And they're focusing really hard on this one. Then Sniper, I believe he does have his Rush Talk available. He can just go down, and knowing that that's going to happen very soon, Greymane already on top of things. BDG is canceling the bottom one.
We'll see what he does after that, if he decides to come up and try to look for a team fight. Master's Touch is completed, so no longer having to worry about that, of course, is Medivh. So the commitment 4-man down, they know there was a chance that Greymane might try to solo the camp. He leaves. This is going to give the neutral camp to MVP Miracle. Mighty is going to take their own camp, but that's much less valuable, as the camp for Miracle is still available. So they can take double bruisers from this to have the extra pressure. The fort tower is already down in the bot lane. And this is actually going to time out with a wave. So this forces, as you can see on the minimap, a big rotation down for Mighty. They knew this was going on. There was just nothing they could do about it because of their position on the map and their lack of globals.
On the other hand, they have top Dehaka, who has such a good wave clear. So Dehaka alone can take care of everything on the top lane. Harass from the Arthurs will be very, very annoying. But Sniper can take care of it solo, and then he can just come around the side whenever the team fight breaks out in the bottom.
Dami's going to try to take this here for a potential channel. Does get hit here with the Howling Blast. That's not going to be enough to stop him from channeling it, but they don't have anyone on the bot, so ends up just being temporary, the take. Bot push actually very strong here for Mighty, but now they find themselves caught. Good angle here for Judy. Hits the Storm Bolt. Genji is coming down, but he's a bit too late for them to capitalize on this, I feel. Medivh is already here. Portal's been placed. Divine Shield being used actually on Stitches.
Joker getting a lot of damage, but the protection is so good coming out from Mighty, and this is the Syndragosa coming in.
Okay, it doesn't time it correctly, though. It doesn't actually hit those members in stasis, so a total waste. Now they have to use Helping Hand to save Good.
Without that Helping Hand, Good would have went down 100%, but good save. Genji is trying to get a kill and does get a kill at the end, actually.
Gets the grab onto Crazy Moving, but there's no follow-up. There's another critical mass reset here. And MVP Miracle is starting to walk away with this one, it seems like. Just more consistent team fighting, having decent rotational play. They have Dehaka for split push. And this is going to be their first Dragon Knight of the game. Dami with the channel. And it feels really bad when part of your entire plan for your draft is to hit this Syndragosa combo with the Leyline Seal, and you just can't even time it correctly. Don't want to call it basic, but
forging more than once more. Dwarf Toss is available from what I remember.
Yeah, well, he has Avatar anyways.
Oh, those
nice
get cancelled though.
Yeah, but he's got the Ancestral.
Yes. And another hook actually got cancelled right before.
He is just barely surviving for now. Gets a Dwarf Toss, the portal for the chase. They actually incorrectly predict his location, but still get the kill. So many heroics used actually to save him there. That was a bit sloppy by Miracle, but Sniper's getting this split push done. Like we've been talking about all game long. Now he's going to get the top fort for this, so despite two members dying there and the Ancestral and the Avatar being used, the fort is quite significant. They really limited the power of the Dragon Knight with this one, though. Sniper actually is going to get punished for this, too. He's been using his adaptation here and his burrow movement. Don't think he's getting out of this one, though. No way. Not with 4 members on top of him.
And Dami was just staying here because there was no teammate help from the teammates would actually put him also into a dangerous spot, so he couldn't really go in too much with the Dragon Knight.
A lot of harassment coming out here with the portal. No way to secure that kill, though. So that was a bad situation turned okay for Miracle, or sorry, for Mighty. With the hook there, the Gorge coming onto the Muradin. They're actually going to be able to steal this siege camp.
Dami was actually looking for the kill there onto Nasang. He would have got a reset by the quick art Q there.
So camp being taken, it took them forever to get this actually after having that neutral camp advantage, Miracle. Just having to cut their losses after that last fight. Here comes the big push with this minion wave onto the bot fort. See if we see the dive down coming over for Dami on the Genji. He's just going to come over slowly. They can't protect this. Hook comes in on the crazy moving. No protection here this time. Yearly goes down.
Not used Gorge, actually cleanses. Already used. Maybe next time will be the best time to use it after cleanses on the cooldown. I would actually like to just use the Cinder Ghost on the fort, on the keeps to really freeze all the structures so they can actually have a better team fight on the other side of the map. I think that's an okay use of Cinder Ghost too.
So Dahaka got the top fort, and you take this Merc camp, the fort's gone. This starts to pressure the top keep wall, which is going to be eventually, if we go Supreme late game, quite important, because Dahaka will actually end up being able to split push that into the keep. Then it's going to be catapult pressure in the top lane, because you can't finish the game in the top lane really, but this is just extra pressure that forces a reaction again here from Good now having to rotate over. This gives Miracle the opportunity to yet again take this siege camp here. So Miracle showing their macro play, right? They've got the triple TNL members on their roster now. This is why Cursed Hollow was banned in this series, and their macro play going onto this map was why I was a little bit surprised that Mighty would actually end up taking this map against such a macro-heavy team. Miracle prioritized the global in the draft. That was the Dahaka, and they're really running with it now that they have this advantage. It's not a massive lead by any means, but every lane pressure you see, it's Miracle's on the attack. They hit 21st. They're finding value out of these pushes, whereas Mighty is always on cleanup duty. Partially due to their draft, the commitment to Stitches, the Medivh. Okay, we'll see if they can make it happen. Finally, the portal attempt here with Gorge.
Actually does not. I guess he was stunned right before he went to try to go into the portal, and he does not get it.
This is the ley line. Will they hit it this time? They have to hit it this time.
That was only for a defensive use, I guess, and just missed the hook again. That was okay, but did not happen. We wanted it to happen, but did not happen entirely. I'm not sure what happened. I guess Muradin Stonebolt just came in with the stun.
I'd have to go back and watch, because I wonder if he was stunned or if I just missed something. He was out of position, couldn't get an angle, but that was as perfect as it gets as a ley line. Maybe they weren't careful, or they wanted to be more careful. They weren't sure they could win the fight even with the Cinder Ghost going down with the situation there, but defensive ley line steal kind of ends up walking up as a failure. So now they don't have that. 30 seconds to go on that cooldown. Dragon Knight channeled here for Mighty, but they're going to lose it because they don't have the global. It's taken away now, Dahaka. Here's the burst, though. Finally, they get the kill onto Muradin. It's been a long time coming to get that pick onto Judy.
Avatar was still on cooldown, so perfect pick. And the Gorge, they're looking for the Ancestral Healing is available to Sniper. He still has Adaptation available.
Here's Syndragosa. Storm Shield has to be used here. They're committing to crazy moving. He's caught out of position. This is the fight Mighty was looking for late game. This could be so significant. Already 3 kills.
Joker missed a lot of hooks in the beginning of the game, but during team fight, that's exactly the time he's looking for the perfect hooks when they are stasis, when they're using all the skills like Gleaming, when you're using the missiles and the orb. That's when you hook Gleaming and try to get a kill. Joker making the play for the team here.
Yeah, Magi's going to get the channel here in mid with these picks. This is a fairly late game Dragon Knight, 1830. This is not a two-shot the core Dragon Knight, but this is definitely going to be a keep. Asang using Benediction here, looking for the double stun on the Dami. He gets away. We're going to see the kick attempt on the Sniper, who will dodge it and escape. But again, There's just no reasonable way to keep the keep alive against this much pressure this time here. Miracle's going to look for it once Li Ming responds in 10. They're going to try to get some picks here. Good hook onto the Dragon Knight to remove some of that DPS. He's going for the core here. A risky proposition with the respawns coming in. But we are at that late game. 19 minutes now. The Dragon Knight hits the core. Dragon Blade being used. They're trying to slow this down. Li Ming comes out. They get the picks onto Uther. Resets coming in with the Dragon Blade. And this is why I said a risky proposition. Magi does use the protection here. Has the heal coming in. Leyline seal. Will they do it? The answer is no. The full team wipe. 11% on the core. An overextension here on the grandest scale for Mighty.
And they could not even use everything together because it happened to be Medivh on the Dragon Knight. Could not use Leyline Shield to stop all the damage coming in from MVP Miracle's side. I think now they will try to end the game here because the death times are so long. Still takes a lot of time to actually take this keep down. Maybe they're looking for that with all the...
I mean, the Infinity Dragon Blade resets there. You just keep hitting. No one kills the Genji. The resets coming in just to keep that Dragon Blade up and running. The resets coming in for critical mass for Li Ming. These are the things they didn't consider when they decided to commit into the Dragon Knight. We saw the immediate hook on the Dragon Knight coming out from Dahaka as well. Sniper on point. Their turnaround here, the core defense, will bring us to a 1-1 score. Crazy moving. Cannot believe it. And we go into game 3, tied up 1-1.
We're now full EU, as you said from the beginning. This is incredible. And Mighty, they did get a little too excited at the end. I actually thought they had enough, but it happened to be Medivh on the Dragon Knight, and Cinder Ghost is still not used at the very end also. That was one of the biggest key I think they missed at the very end.
Yeah, just a few mistakes there, small mistakes that lead to the demise. Could have committed to getting a second keep, or at least trying to take the majority of a second keep, look for a follow-up push later with some pokes, and did I just hear what I thought I just heard?
Yes, we did. Syndergosa was a misclick.
Syndergosa was a misclick. So this was not the plan all along. So honestly, you can feel bad about the misclick, but I feel better about the game as a result, because when I saw the missed Syndergosa combo the first time, second time it not being used, I'm like, isn't this your whole plan? Isn't this your whole draft? Isn't this your whole strat since you picked Syndergosa and you can't even hit those? Now that I know it was a mistake, I feel a lot better about it, to be honest with you, G-Clef.
Every time we were looking at the screen and looking at each other right after, it's like, why did he not use the Syndergosa?
You didn't use it. You and I were just like, you guys can't see that, but you saw a fairly accurate reenactment of what happened when that Syndergosa was not used. But, well, we were yelling and stuff, so... I wouldn't call this game a throw. I just feel like it was a really solid defense.
It was not a throw for sure.
It was a solid defense by Miracle, and